So Gordon, thank you for joining us on our Stronger Community Spotlight as we are celebrating our 150th Uniting Generations campaign. We are taking some time in this highlight series to really focus on talking to some of our key partners and sharing some of the cool initiatives that are coming up on our major 150th celebration. So thank you for joining us.
Sure.
And I would love to start by sharing with anyone that is not familiar with Morgan's, what inspired you to start with Morgan's Wonderland and how this has just grown into so many different service areas?
Well, first of all, I'm glad to hear we are key partners. I think you said something that really is something that's music to my ears, and to be associated with an organization like the YMCA. But to give you a little background on how Morgan's got started, about 20 years ago when I retired, I had the opportunity to really get involved in forming a foundation to assist our friends with special needs. The idea of Morgan's was not even on the thought process of something that would happen. But there was a situation on a family vacation where Morgan and I were in a swimming pool, and I had gotten out, and she saw some other children playing at the other end of the pool and made her way over that way to want to interact with them. And not because they were mean, but because they didn't know how to react to her, because she was not able to verbally express her desire. They grabbed the ball and quickly ran out of the pool. And I jumped back in the pool and we played for a while, but it really kind of hit me that Morgan just wanted to play. She just wanted to be included. And we had tried to go to many places beforehand, like Disney World and all that, but basically we spent most of the time in the room because of the sounds and number of people and all that. So we came up with the idea that why don't we develop a place, or maybe there is a place where those with and without special needs could come together and play. We found out there was no place like that. So we said, well, we'll build one, not having any concept or any idea of how to do it. But the beautiful thing is that people in San Antonio came together and helped us design, tell us ideas. We worked with doctors, therapists, caregivers, individuals with special needs, the general public, just to say, we want to build a place that is ultra accessible, fully inclusive. So that was really the birth of Morgan's Wonderland some 16 years ago. And it's hard to believe over those 16 years what has happened with so many different opportunities, including the one, of course, that we're working with you guys on.
What an inspiring story, and love that you led and you are continuing to lead San Antonio and nationally how we do this work. And you just celebrated a anniversary as well for Morgan's.
Yeah, we just had our 15th anniversary. I'm impressed with that, but what I'm most impressed with is how we continue with the support of so many individuals to be able to continue the idea of inclusion. And, you know, Morgan's is not about accessibility, it's about being inclusive. You can make anything accessible, but you got to make it inclusive so that those with and without special needs can join together, whether it be at a theme park, whether it be at a camp, or while doing fitness activities. And that's what the beautiful thing is about what we're doing with you guys.
Well, and thank you for sharing that. And, you know, it's so cool how this started, right, from you wanting to make sure that Morgan had a place to play. From there, it's grown into so many other things that have just kept coming up and that you've designed and that you've thought of, and again, leading San Antonio and leading, you know, being that leader in that space. When did you think, okay, what about a recreation center and a fitness center? And how did we get to, you know, given this big surprise of this partnership that we just unveiled and what's going to happen very, very soon with our alignment in serving this community?
Well, a lot of the things that we do and everything that we do has Morgan's name on it because in some way she influences it. Morgan, many years ago, was actually having some exercise activities at one of our facilities, and I was told by one of her caregivers how much she really enjoyed that opportunity. And over the years also, I had been hearing from people who wanted to get more engaged in physical fitness, engaged in being included in opportunities to go to classes like on yoga and things like that. There was a thought, well, we ought to build a fitness center. We had already built a sports facility called Morgan Sports, but why not also have a fitness center? And to do that, we knew we'd have to get outside the box because everything we do, again, and we almost sound like a broken record, it's ultra accessible, fully inclusive. And working with the Y very closely on design, not only on design, but also on what's going into the building itself. Is why we really said, yeah, we put a green light to this. We need to do this. What a wonderful organization to be able to do it with. This is a partnership. This is an opportunity to really go and make this a real change in the way of bringing about inclusion in the area of fitness.
Yeah, and I love that we're able to do this in partnership with you. And when I think about our two great organizations, God, we do such great work
Yeah.
independently, and we've done this for so long. And you celebrating 15 years of this service and just getting started, and us doing this for 150 years. But what I recognize and what I'm so grateful for in this partnership is independently we operate pretty well.
Yeah.
But when I think about what we're going to do together,
Yeah.
God, we're going to change the world. And I'd love to just hear from you. Like, what do you see, big picture, big vision, and how this partnership, we're going to open it and it's going to be fantastic. But what do you see this going, and where do you hope that this leads to?
Well, this isn't just about building a 25,000 square foot fitness center. This is about changing the world. Everything we do is to begin a process to bring about a new way to do something that ensures inclusion. Many things in Morgan's that it makes it more inclusive have been adapted in other parks around the country and even outside the country. And so it's about people having an opportunity to see that many times people talk and we like to do. And when we do, we like to share. And the reason that is so important is that at that time, you're not just assisting 80 to 85% of the population, you're assisting 100% of the population. Yeah. And y'all have been around 150 years. And I'm sure in many ways y'all have opened those opportunities up. But I think now y'all are going to put that on steroids now. And I think that's the beautiful thing. And the reason why we want to partner with y'all is because what better organization, an organization that's been around as long as y'all have been, and have such a major impact around the world, how we can take the concept of what we're talking about here and really bring it and take it around the world.
Right, and our Y being around for 150 years in San Antonio, but 175 years nationally, I think one of the things that we've done so well is that we've evolved to the changing needs of our different generations. We've evolved to communities and responding to community needs, and doing this, I think, so well through partnerships where we can understand there are partners that do it so much better, but together we can do this where we can bring our expertise together from multiple organizations and just serve our communities in ways that have not been served before.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. Let me tell you why. For us, we knew this was something we wanted to do. And I think that's critical. And that was why when the YMCA said, yeah, we believe in this. This is something that needs to be done. It's not something we need to just keep thinking about or talking about or saying that, yeah, somebody should do it. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it aggressively in a partnership. So that was very satisfying looking at how the Y took this on and said, yeah, together we'll make this happen.
That's right. And one of the exciting parts for me is, and you alluded to this, is the built environment and the design, that is almost the easy part. But the part that I'm excited about that we're going to be able to gain is the culture and the training of staff and the onboarding, and to make sure that we're prepared, which again, I think we can admit that that is something that we needed help on. And this is something that we'll be able to scale and really be the blueprint for other agencies, other YMCAs, but for this to be a movement across the country on how we better serve a community that, to your point, many times probably ask, where do I fit in?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
in moving forward, I'd love to hear from you when this opens, right? When we open the doors and we're ready to accept people, what do you hope they feel when they first walk in the door?
Well, I think everyone, not just those with individuals with special needs, but everyone feels that they get a sense of inclusion, that there's a sense of culture of everyone being able to participate together. The easy part is putting it on paper and saying this is what we want to do. The hard part, and the part that I know the YMCA is good at, is being able to take that and then being able to say, okay, now we're going to implement a true program, a blueprint, if you will, to bring about more inclusion and more ultra accessible, fully inclusive YMCAs going forward. And that's a big, big deal, because we're not affecting just 1,000 people or tens of thousands of people. We're affecting millions of people, and that's a big deal.
Yeah, and I love that when I envision how people walk in the door, I envision them really walking in and saying, this is home, and I feel welcome, right? And this was intentionally designed for my needs and everyone else's needs, and that, the Y has always prided ourselves that we are a place of belonging and people can come in here. But the reality was that wasn't always true, because we weren't always set up to be able to embrace and welcome everyone. And this is really allowing us to do that better. and move closer to our ultimate goal of serving everyone, for all. So we are so proud of this partnership because this is really going to move us collectively and together to be able to serve more people. So Gordon, thank you for spending some time with me, and this is so inspiring, and I'm so inspired by your story and by our partnership, but we're just beginning. And we're going to do so many more through 150 years that we have done, uniting generations, but all the generations that we're going to serve together.
Well, Louis, I knew when we first met that you and the entire YMCA had a real desire to want to learn more. As excited as you are, is as excited as we are to come together. And I think when people, as we talked about earlier, when they walk in there, they're going to sense that there was a lot of time, energy, passion, compassion, and desire to really make a true difference in the YMCA.
Thank you.
I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the YMCA San Antonio on uniting generations for so many decades as they celebrate their 150th anniversary. It's amazing how when people come together to truly make a difference, how it affects so many lives. And now as we partner together to bring about an ultra-accessible, fully inclusive YMCA, things are only going to get better as the years go on, as we continue to ensure that 100% of the population has an opportunity to see what the YMCA can make a difference in their life.